Hold tight. Hold tight. This will be one of the most powerful podcast that you will see in your life. What you will learn today will change your entire universe, your entire structure as being. When I learned this law of the new thing, if we can call it, I was so shocked that it was almost a mystical experience. I will say it was a mystical experience for me. And soon I will be here in the Mastermind podcast, now available on Amazon Music also. Soon we are going to be discussing how to design and engineer mystical experiences. So stay tuned. So it was a mystical experience for me. Let me tell you the story, right? I was with my family living in Colorado like a couple of months ago while I was doing my clinical internship there. And one of the things that I did a lot with my family in Colorado was to explore places. I was not that active in social media, so I decided to try new stuff in my life. Things that I now realizing that were very powerful to give me the energy that I have today. So never underestimate something because maybe it will pay with dividends and with a lot of gains. So you need to be patient about it. And so we were discovering new places, and we selected that day we're gonna go to a museum, right? I don't remember exactly. I think it was Denver Museum of Science and History. Yeah, probably was that. And we were driving there, and I don't know about you, but when I'm driving, I can go to these states of deep reflection due to the whole discovery process, the serendipity, all the synchronicities that you discover on the road. So I was in this quasi mystical state, and then it hit me like a rock. You know that Buddha said that illumination is something that hits you very hard. It's like a slap in your face. It was like that. Suddenly, I understood, or I will say it became my truth, that demands a more epistemological profoundness, deepness. To believe something is not to turn that something into a universal truth. That is a spiritual operation that needs a lot of more work, effort, and power to realize. So it became my truth, or I just did it in a way I cannot explain it entirely. These are very mystical states of spiritualism. And suddenly I understood and became my truth that everything forever has been and will be and is in all of the dimensions that can go, like infinitesimal, infinite, but in the micro, or infinite in the macro, infinite in all different dimensions forever. Forever, always, everything will be and has been new. And that wow gave me like it was like a rock in the face, like Dwayne Johnson, the Rock, hitting you with the rock bottom, boom, in the middle of the street, like that. I was like one of those insights that change your life, right? And I was so excited. I call these states excited, exaltación espiritual in Spanish, I call it, and I have a video about it in Spanish. Um, excitement, spiritual excitement, I call this. When you have that sensitivity of mind that you can understand and create truths of reality that open new worlds for you, new ways of vibrating and existing and choosing and habit making and thinking and creating through your art, right? So for me, that was one of those moments. And I was so amazed of my discovery that it's not like a Derek Israel discovery. This is just the nature of God. The nature of God is always new, always new, 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 new. Never ends, never. It's crazy, and um, and you can discover this by yourself. It was so exciting that I have to, as soon as I arrived um, to the museum, I remember my wife was asking me to help her with our baby, and I said, "Baby, I would love to, but this is literally one of the most profound moments of my life, and I need to, boom, record this." And here's the thing: back in the day, in those days, I was not active in social media. I was blocked, um, working on other projects, working on other part of the infrastructure of what I am building as a business every day, but not too active publicly. But I that day it didn't matter. That day I decided to come back, and I did. I come back for like a mini season that I did. And this was like the first video, right? And I will put this video here. It's already in my YouTube channel. It is called Cómo hacerte uno con la ley de lo nuevo. It's in Spanish, and it will be on Spanish here, but I will explain in the podcast. This is the same idea, but the fully explained version. All right. So, and it will be on all English. So try to understand Spanish, and let me try this new technology that is for the first time. I'm gonna try to put audio into you guys, and this will open a new horizons for us in the podcast, because now I can do sonic technology with it, and holy guacamole, that get crazy, because I have been working that. So okay, so let's be patient with that. Let me start by just putting the video. Let me share my screen real quick. We are going to my YouTube channel, Derek Israel. Subscribe, hit the bell button, and okay, let me make sure. Let me make sure that this is, sorry, this is the first time that I'm uh the first time that I am doing this kind of technology. Right? Share system audio. All right. So it is supposed to work right now. Let's go here. This is the video. La ley de lo nuevo. Cómo ser uno con la ley de lo nuevo. For reference. And let's listen to this. I was just basically uh arriving to the museum in this moment. My car is back here, the black car, and I just need to share it with the world what I just found. So let me see. All right. Cada día que estás viviendo es una oportunidad de ser nuevo. Cada día, my friend, y realmente ese es el juego del espíritu, ese es el baile de las mariposas, esa es la belleza del arco iris, el hecho y la verdad y la integridad última de poder ser nuevo todos los días. En cada pestañear puedes ser nuevo. Imagínate un mundo, una realidad, un multiverso donde siempre todo sea igual, donde lo ortodoxo sea la ley última, donde lo antiguo sea el presente, donde no hay un cambio, nunca hay novedad, nunca hay innovación. ¿Cómo se siente en este mundo hipotético? ¿Cómo se siente la realidad? ¿Aburrida? Tal vez. ¿Deprimida? De seguro. Posiblemente es sin alma, sin música, sin poesía, sin creatividad, sin niños riendo. Esa realidad debería ser algo así como vivir muerto. Sin embargo, nos encontramos en otro tipo de realidad en donde metafísicamente se nos ofrece la oportunidad de todos los días revestirnos, volvernos a vestir de una manera diferente, sonreír diferente, reír distinto. Si ayer te reías, mañana te puedes reír y pasado mañana te puedes reír. It doesn't matter, my friend. Todos los días puedes cambiar tu estilo, todos los días puedes cambiar tu comunicación, todos los días puedes cambiar cómo haces el amor, todos los días puedes cambiar cómo besas, cómo respiras, cómo meditas, cómo das gracias, cómo amas, cómo eres, cómo te sientes. Todos los días. Literalmente este es el regalo del espíritu, esta es la función del espíritu. Que el patrón sea fractalmente e infinitamente cambiable, mutable, adaptable, innovable. Yo te aseguro, my friend, que esta flor era diferente ayer. Y va a ser diferente mañana, y va a ser diferente después de que la toqué, y después de que la admiré, y después de que ella me embelleció el momento presente. Después que la respiré, es inevitable. Todos los días puedes traer algo nuevo a la mesa. Todos los días. Después de este video, que esa sea tu intención. Después de esta reflexión, que esa sea tu modus operandi, my friend. Vive nuevo, trae lo nuevo, germina lo nuevo. Sé un impulso creador en la realidad. Porque esa es la ley última y tú eres una manifestación, tú eres una expresión directa y completamente equitativa a la ley divina, a la ley del cambio, a la ley de lo nuevo. Alrighty, we're back. We're back here. Must confess that is one of my favorite videos of my work. I hope that you enjoy it. If you didn't understand, don't worry. That was just setting the vibe for you for what is to come today in the episode. All right. So today, open your notebook. A lot of notes today. Alrighty, this is one of those. Yeah, baby. So if you're asking, oh, Derek Israel, is that one of those episodes? One of those? Yep, it is. It is one of those. All right, welcome to this live demo of the law of the new. One of the things that I do every time that I come here and do a podcast is that I do my introduction right after the intro. And I want you to notice how I apply always the law of the new, that you will understand the details in during the podcast. Well, basically is that everything forever will be new and it is inevitable. New, everything. So I want you to notice, if you have seen podcasts before, how I never do the intro exactly the same, but it's intentional. It is not because, yeah, sometimes, yeah, it's so normal. We can never do stuff the same. Yeah, but it is intentional. I always do a little experiment or a little synchronicity or a little deviation just to see and just to play. So here is an entirely new intro that is the same format. I always do kind of the same structure, but entirely new every day and every time for you to see only one time in the whole history of humanity. This intro will be unique. This is an NFT, non fungible token of an intro, of a performance, and every moment, every frame of life, every scene of life, every second of life, it is new. It is unique, singular. It is non fungible. Those of you guys that are into the crypto NFT world understand what I'm trying to say, you know. So, all right, here it is. Welcome to the Mastermind Podcast Challenge. Season 2 with your host, Dr. Derek Israel. And notice how it was entirely new. You will never see that intro again. Never. And that is life, everything in life. It is new every time. You will never see your daughter again. You will never see your wife, your husband again. Your mother, never. You always see them for the first time because they already are a new thing that they were in the last frame. And in every moment, it's changing the frame of existence. You know, frame is, if you have a video, every video is basically photos that are running and you perceive movement, but it's just photos, frames running and combined with audio, right? So every frame of existence in that analogy, right, in that metaphor, is always new, and that is the beauty of life. Beauty with capital B. That is the beauty. If you understand that everything is new, every breath, every thought, every emotion, although maybe an emotional pattern, do not give me wrong. It may be an emotional pattern, but that doesn't mean that is not new. Believe me, it has something new. Maybe it responds to a new stimuli. Maybe it has a different tonality in the affect. Maybe it manifests a different kind of behavior from your part when the pattern rise up, you know. So everything in life, it is new. So exactly what is the law of the new? For you that treat this material as it is supposed to be, serious material for astonishing self development, knowledge, and engineering. The law of the new is that everything is new. That's it. If you understand that for the rest of your life, you will be a spiritual master. But you need to understand that forever and in all cases and apply them in your meditation, in your yoga, in your relationships, in your sex, in your study, in your project development, in your entrepreneurship, in your selling, in your persuasion, in your communication, in your emotions, definitely, huh? In your relationship with God, with the source, with the new. Understand, when I say the law of the new, this is a synonym for God. It is no different. But we can also refer to this thing as infinite creativity, infinite beauty, infinite intelligence, ultimate transcendence, the self with capital C. So many classifications for the same, sorry, but stuff, stuff, right? Stuff, divine spark stuff. So understand that there's different dimensions in existence. And this is also a concept. Existence is all one. Also, one is a concept, but those are pointing you for understanding the structure of reality. And in this conceptualization that we are doing in order to dissect the function of reality, you know, is multidimensional. Reality is multidimensional. And in every dimension, there is an infinite manifestation of the new. In every. So you go, for example, if you go into a quantum dimension, a quantum world, there is always new. If you go to another dimension of existence, let's say you go to the sexual dimension of existence, there always all new. If you say, okay, but let's go then to, okay, let's go to the society aspect of the systems, right? To the sociological macro level. There you will find all new every day. If you try to arrest one moment of evolution, you will find nothing in your hand. And that is a quote. If you try to arrest evolution, you will find nothing in your hand, because at the moment you arrest, it's already changed. It is the fact that we never see true reality through our eyes, because at the moment that the image of our vision, it is constructed in our brain, in our occipital process, in the occipital lobe, and then combined with the cortex to produce the image that you see. When the image is produced with the delay, because every processing have a delay of time, it takes time and work and physics, thermodynamics to be. When the image come, that is not exactly what the thing is anymore. So you have a delay. For example, if you're having a discussion with someone, what are you seeing? It is not exactly the reflection of the state of being, that precise frame, that precise instant, because there's a delay. So you never see the real world. You only see like a delay of the real world. And sometimes this may be so minuscule that we don't even care, right? Who cares? Who cares? Well, only the ones that really wants to see cares about this stuff. Only the ones that want to look to the eyes of God and penetrate his mind, we will want this, right? So we want to really see the present moment, although we know we never see the present moment. But seeing is more than seeing, right? Seeing is more than vision. Seeing is more about us. Seeing is more about connection. That is the real seeing, right? When you see with your intuition, for example, we don't need the physical eye to see. So that is the law of the new. How do you apply the law of the new? How do you apply the law of the new in your life? How do you intentionally do it? Well, it's very easy, boy. Easy the idea, hard the implementation. So let's go to the easy part because this is the only one that I can really help you. The other one, I cannot help you at all. The other one, you need to do the work, right? So you apply the law of the new by deciding to be new all the time in everything. And maybe you say, Derek, but that is crazy. What about consistency? I want to be consistent in something, that is good also. Yeah, being consistent, being new. There you have both. You solved the deep mystery of metaphysics, of ontology. No, ontology, that is the correct word. I think that I said something wrong. What is this? Oh man, I now need to search this. It's metaphysics. What is this versus ontology? Yeah, I said it word. Yeah, ontology. Sorry, I second check sometimes because when we are doing this kind of work, I know that I can be wrong and I have been wrong in the past, definitely part of the process. And but I want to be the less wrong that I can be to provide the best service, because I know that a lot of serious students are taking this work real into their own labs, into their own personal development structures, and I want this to be clear as hell in what I'm trying to present. That is the standard. So yeah, make the law of the new your new consistent. You have consistency, you have newness every time. So you apply it by saying every time, I will go entirely new here. And I will give you examples, concrete examples right now. So let's go. How you can apply this in the dimension of relationship and social. Dude, very easy. Like every time that you talk to your wife, to your husband, to your boyfriend, girlfriend, you can do it as every day you do, or you can do it this time entirely new. And when you do it entirely new, notice you are not forcing this. This is not a demand. This is not a stress. This is just nature. This is just nature. So you are surrendering into nature. That is what you are doing when you are doing the law of the new. It's just not resisting what the law of the new wants to do through you. That is the real application of this law, is surrendering, is letting your ego, that basically ego is all the opposite of the law of the new. So that's why I always refer to the ego as Satan, because Satan is the law of boundary, the law of the old. I discussed that in a very good episode. It's on Spanish only for now. I don't know if I'm gonna recreate. I don't think that I will recreate everything, but I have to do something because I'm changing to a bilingual. I need to be able to refer to content in English. But anyways, It's part of the process. The mastermind is a constant new evolution every time. The law of the new. So um, there's a good episode that is called La naturaleza del diablo on Spanish. You should look it on YouTube. La naturaleza del diablo. And also another one that is called Conoce a tu máximo competidor. Conoce a tu máximo competidor. Those two episodes on Spanish uh, re- literally and detailedly present the structure of the devil, in a sense that the devil is the old. If you are being old today, you are being one with the devil. If you are the same than yesterday, you are one with the devil. You already sold your life to the devil. Because to be in the opposite side of evil, sin, that we can call that sin, evil, those are metaphors for not getting in contact with God. And what is God? Yeah, you're right. The law of the new. It's very beautiful, huh? Very beautiful. It is. So that's why that explains my ecstasy that I felt in that euphoric video that you saw back in the introduction. It was very powerful. Now I digested that idea and I meditated and I integrated and I am applying it in all areas of my life. As you can see, in my business, in my communication, in my lifestyle, in my hair, in my everything, because I'm not resisting anymore the law of the new. At best of my capacity, sometimes I resist it as well, because we have an ego, and the ego do not want the law of the new, because what means that for the ego? Death. And the ego do not want to die. The ego thing is very important. The ego thinks that he should survive the whole ordeal, objective, mission, and constitution of the egoic structure. It is survival. It wants to survive. It wants to preserve his psychological capacities, his psychological nodes of information, meaning, identity, memory, who it is, what are his role in life, his purpose, everything that we put in our ego, that is the devil. That is the old. More God will be to never put yourself into anything and be amorphic, without form, without definition, without determination. But that is so godlike that you cannot exist like that. You understand? You will be like a consciousness floating in this ether, in the space. Like you will be this artificial intelligence finally in God mode. And if you're that, well, what is, you don't have a need to be human then. So because you are human, you have both. You have both coexisting in you. You have matter and spirit, right? You have chaos and order. Uh, you have the old and the new coexisting. By being opposites, they can exist. If they don't have an opposite, they don't exist, because you don't have a contrast to compare the thing with. So everything in existence brings automatically his opposite. Bloop, 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 bloop. That is the rule of duality. That is the rule of existence as you know it. But in our core existence, we are one. And that one, it is upgrading itself all days, forever. In other words, becoming new, 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 forever, 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 forever. It's crazy. It's like that. And if you go in an altered state of consciousness, you can experience this for you, for yourself. So I invite you, stimulate mystical state of consciousness through yoga, through meditation, through sex magic, through chanting, through sacred spaces. If you have if you can participate in a psychedelic study, do that. It has been shown that psychedelics stimulate mystical experiences. But that is an illegal form of doing it in most countries. And although it will be becoming legal soon, I don't recommend you to go and do it in a irresponsible way. So look for ways that you can try that technology, but without breaking the law. That will be the most responsible way to go for that route if you want. So you can experience the law of the new. It's not just theory, it is experience. So every time in your social behaviors, you can become new. You can talk differently to your partner. You can take her hands in a different position, right? You can say something different to her ear, right? You can bring a new gift. You can become creative. That is the law of the new. Also, socially, like in your network, maybe in the past you have limited belief about your ability to socialize or your ability to create network, create contacts, and you can drop that anytime because it is the law of the new. So you can become new right now, like crazy. Like, all right, I'm new, like literally like that. The different, look what happened between the sarcastical guy that will say, "Okay, Derek, I say I'm new, but I'm not new," you know, versus the guy that say, "Oh my gosh, this is the most revolutionary inside of my life." This is the thing. The guy that says, "All right, Derek, I say I'm new and I'm still old," is not no, it's not understanding that at the moment that he decided to be new, he's new. And at the moment he decided, well, didn't function, he decided again to be the same old person in that moment, newly. So he decided again to do it in that present moment. Notice this. So it's not the law of the new that is not working in that sense. It is that he's using the law of the new in diabolical manners, egoic manners, self-sabotage ways. You understand what I'm trying to say? I know it's maybe a little bit difficult. So you can always actualize the law of the new, although in any certain moment you select the opposite decision. Understand that is also the law of the new on place. It didn't change anything. Deep, huh? Very deep. So the person that says sarcastically, "Okay, I said this," right? Versus the person that understands that this is the most fundamental inside of your life. It is the difference between one and the other is the one who really understood this fact that although the law of the new may seem that do not work sometimes, it is fundamentally working at all times, and that we cannot escape this law forever. Versus the one that says, all right, yeah, kind of that philosophy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I love the new, love the new, right? Don't be that cynic. Try to discover the opposite then by yourself. Try to discover something in existence, whatever, that never change. Look for that substratum that we have been for the whole history of humanity looking. We have been looking that substratum, but we had never found it. Because in the moment that you find it, it already changed. It's new again, it's new again, it's new again, it's new again. So, for example, in your sex, every time you approach sex, you can approach conservatively as the same, reserved, or you can approach entirely new. It's crazy, but it is. It is the way. Um, I always try to do a different posture, different pose, different keys, different sound, different word, different pregame. It's just not resisting. If you resist to do the new, you do the old. If you just let go the ego, and just become free and let the body do the work, you will notice how the body is doing something new in that moment. Beautiful, huh? In your business, oh boy, this is so beautiful in business. Every day I wake up and I understand that I'm going to my socials: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Twitter, my website, you know. And I understand, oh my gosh, this is the first time that I'm entering any of these social platforms. And after I get out of the social platform and I come back half an hour later, it's again the first time, because business is always new. My business is on social platforms, so I'm referring to my old, algorithm will change. People will follow, unfollow. People will create accounts. People will uh, create comments, shares. It's always moving into the new. It's never a finished state. But if maybe you have a physical location as a business, right, and it's also the same. Look everything. By only understanding the law of entropy, that everything is chaos, and I have on Spanish an episode that you should look if you know Spanish. It is called Entropía, Mastermind Podcast Entropía, de Reguerral in YouTube. That law is the law of everything is degrading and in chaos. That makes everything new for default. This is unquestionable. If things transform, and we can guess that they transform, well, the law of the new is inevitable by default. So in your psychology, for example, in your identity, I will give you an example of the law of the new in my own psychology. I have the plans. I used to have the plans for changing my whole entirely brand, only Spanish speaking, to English also, like to a holistic integration. I had the plans to do this for about 2 years. 2 years or more, maybe 3 years. And but I was resisting the process of the new, resisting. And one day I asked myself, why is this? because I started doing it. I started recording some episodes on English back in here and there, but it was nothing consistent. And I one day asked me why, those hard questions. Why? Why? And I realized that, yeah, I had the plan. Yeah, I had the intention. Yeah, I had the objective, but I didn't have the right identity to become bilingual in social media and in my work. I didn't have the identity. I didn't perceive myself as a bilingual content creator. I perceived myself as an Spanish content creator that was determined to become an English content creator also. But notice how it's not the same. My identity had to change before I could change. And I did. I started saying, I am this, I am this. I put it in my identity, I visualized it, and then I did the change. All in, you see. The love, the new. In my psychology, so you can recreate your identity with definite decisions. I call those Genesis. A book about that coming soon. Go check derekisrael.com. So, in your spirituality, how can this can apply? Look, in spirituality is the most beautiful, I think, of all the areas that this apply. For example, in your yoga, if you practice yoga, notice how every time that you do a yoga session is perfectly new. Every time that you pray for to God, entirely new. Never is the same. Every time that you deploy faith, every time that you do an affirmation, every time that you get consecrated, or every time that you read the Bible and read the same sentence, although it's the same sentence, it is entirely new. It opens different worlds depending the time that you read the sentence. So in the spirituality is always the new. In art, if you are an artist, you will know that you can have the same canvas with the same colors, and what is produced, it is not the new. Sorry, it is not the old. You cannot recreate. You cannot replicate something in reality perfectly. It's always coming with the spirit of the new. Is inevitable. The fact that creation is creating, it is suggesting newness, innovation in the operation of creation. Understand? So every podcast that I do is entirely new because this is art. And this is a psychology that is changing, that is thinking and molding itself right now by the law of the new, expressing itself in a continuous changing system as it is language, English in this case, that is also subject to the law of the new. This is inevitable. The last example that I will provide is intellectual. And hey, you can look for the example of this law in everything, but I cannot have, I don't want you to hear me more and more. I think that you already have the point, and now it's applying the point, right? But intellectual, for example, maybe that tomorrow I will record another law of the new episode and I will contradict entirely myself. And that is perfectly good. That doesn't invalidate the law of the new. Look, if I go tomorrow and I say, yesterday I wasn't me, yesterday I was thinking stupid, nasty stuff, and I did that episode of the law of the new, but I didn't mean it. Really, that is bull beep. Everything is constant. You can change, you can experience this consistency if you understand God. God never change. God is no movement, no manipulation of anything. That is God. Basically, everything that I said in that podcast, you should know here. Even if I say that, it is the law of the new. You understand how penetrating this law is. You cannot escape the law of the new. So, final points that I want to discuss about this law is how you can pervert the law. How can you be seeking in the law? It's very simple. By trying to resist the newness that wants to bring forth into you or through you. Don't resist. Open yourself, my friend. So the last question will be how to be the law. Because we started this podcast talking about how to apply the law. I remember that I told you that you need to ask yourself, how can I do this new? Anything that you do. But how you can be the law. Remember, identity is more powerful than having, than wishing, than structuring in an agenda. Identity, that is the goal. When you change your identity, you change the world, you change the universe. No way back. That is the law of the new. So, how to be the law of the new? Being new. Every day, wake up, my friend. Understand that that breath is entirely new. You will never breathe that air again. That is the most profound thing that you will realize in your life. The stare of your kid looking at you, never again. It's all only for one time, one synchronicity, one unus mundus. I told you, boy, this was one of the most profound things that you will hear in your life. So be the law by just being the law. Nothing more needs to be said. So, couple of things before wrapping up. Remember that we are almost opening a Telegram for our Mastermind podcast system uh, challenge. Sorry, people that is here with us that is doing the challenge currently. So, if you are one of those uh, bold souls that are still here in the wilderness with blood and scars and wounds here in this spiritual battle that we call Mastermind Podcast Challenge. If you are here with me still, thank you. And I will see you in Telegram very soon. Stay tuned for that official announcement. It will be entirely free. And also, I want you to know that soon I will be publishing the book that is called the Mastermind System, and that is the book related to the season 1 of our challenge. So every episode that I did, the 365 episodes that I did in the challenge 1, will have their own page for you to consume it in a quick way, and you can do the challenge again or do it by the first time. But it's a different proposal. So it's based on the challenge, but it's not the same at the podcast. I did another piece of art, another twist to it, more poetically. So you will enjoy a lot that book. And soon I will be having that book here with us. And obviously, in my plans, I have to do the same with this challenge season 2. So I think that I will be doing the challenge for a couple of times in my life. I don't know how many times I will be doing it, but I think that this is gonna be something that I will do for challenge myself in certain stages of my life. Uh, so any every challenge should have their own book for you to consume rapidly. All right. So please share this episode with a friend. Send it by Telegram, WhatsApp, Messenger, any mail, or share it just in your social media. Remember, these things that I talk here, they are not mainstream. If you don't share it, if you don't help to spread the message, this work will not impact as many lives that it can if you take responsibility, if you take the law of the new seriously, to be new enough to promote more this work. Remember, most of what I do for you is free. I don't charge you for anything of this, and I am giving you the most powerful information of all the influencers that you have in your social media, and you know it. So what I know, what I demand for you, just share it, man. If you want to become my client and come with me in my courses and my books and my seminars and events, rock on. Obviously, I will provide you 1,000 more times the value that I'm doing right now, and I will transform your life 1,000 times more because it's my most exclusive, powerful work. But if you don't want to become my client, okay, dude, at least share it. At least share it with your friends every day. Although they will hate you, but share it, man. Because someday they will play. Someday they will hit the play. They will refuse to do it 11 times. Marketing research show that a customer need a lot of, maybe 12 times to see an ad to take action. Sorry, I was receiving a call on my phone, to take action. So yeah, share it with a friend, share it in a group. This is life transforming, the law of the new. People should know about this more. And lastly, I want you to invite you to my new event. For me, the platform that it is expressing more profoundly the law of the new is TikTok. If you are a TikTok consumer, you understand what I'm telling you. TikTok, it is elevating their game as a social platform for realms that are entirely new. What they are doing, it is so innovative that most businesses do not know how to proceed and capitalize the most powerful platform ever, organic. We can debate if Facebook with money can compete, maybe, but with money. But organic versus organic, this is the game. TikTok, it is the present and the future of businesses. And I am teaching businesses owners or people that have some kind of business in social media or sorry, I put the wrong thing, that want to use TikTok as a marketing tool, as a strategy, as a fundamental to drive more business and sales. I'm gonna do this event. Go to the description below to see the details. Maybe this event will change your business. It did with mine. TikTok has revolutionized my business, and I can do it with you. I have developing new strategies to grow your account, to grow your followers, to make them a community, and then paying customers. It's a process. So if you are interested in what I can offer for your business on TikTok, go to the link below, and I see you on the event.